Hi, my name is Mrs. Collins, and today I am going to show you how to get back some of your time in creating small groups, or you can even utilize this tool called Flippity to randomly pick students. But we're going to mostly focus on creating small groups. So, as an educator, it is important that we gain back our time and that we utilize systems that are best going to assist us during this distance learning, as well as when we're in the regular classroom. So, what you're going to do is open a browser and you're going to type in Flippity, Flippity. And you will notice the very first link that comes up is for Flippity. We're going to pick where it says random name picker. Okay. You will need to be signed in to your Google account in order to access the template. So please make sure you are logged into a Google account when you do this. So then here it says make a copy of this template. We're going to make a copy. And you will find once the file opens, there are going to be some random names in here. Okay. So, what I recommend is that you copy your student roster, let's just say for your first class, and you would copy the names on your roster from your online grading book, whether that's Infinite Campus or Illuminate or some other online system that you may utilize. And so, oftentimes, when you're in those online programs, you have the ability to download a copy of the roster that would be in a format that you can just paste into a Google Sheet, okay? Or you can just place those names in a Word document or Google Docs. So, just as an example, I ended up putting together a fake list of names. So, all of these students we're going to pretend are in my class. I'm going to copy them, which is Control C. And then I'm going to go back over to the sheets. I'm going to highlight these names because I'm going to replace them with my student roster. Okay. So I did Control V in order to put my student names in there. Okay. So once you have your student names in the Google Sheet, because you have copied them and pasted them, and again, Control C is to copy the names, and then Control V is to paste the names into this document. You're going to go to File, and then you're going to click Publish to the web. Then you are going to hit Publish, and you'll say OK. You're going to do Control C to copy the link that you're being provided. Okay. And let's see here. Then you will close that out. Then you're going to copy, and after you've copied the link, you're going to paste it. So Control V and hit enter. So now you will notice it says to get the link here. So you're going to need to click there, and then you're provided with your own link for that specific class. So you will have to do this for each one of your classes. And what I would recommend is once you have the link, that you save it in a Google Doc. So I'm going to copy that. And for example, I will go ahead and put, let's see here, my link here. Okay, so that I have it and I can reference. I'm going to get rid of that. That was there before, but I can reference it at any point in time to make changes to it if necessary. Okay, so once we are here, then you're going to go ahead and click that link, and it's going to open. And so what you will see is that there's a wheel. So let's just say that you were having a discussion and you wanted to make certain that there was equity. You weren't just calling on all of the people who typically readily respond, or just overall, you want to provide equity in making certain that every student has the opportunity to share. You could use this wheel. So you would basically click here, and then it would land on a student, and then it will give you the ability to just go ahead and call on that student. So you would say, hey, Dwayne, what are your thoughts today with regards to blah, blah, blah? So whatever the plot is, and then you would just press, and it will take you to another student. Okay. So at that point, then you can call on the next student to make sure again that you have equity. But outside of that, if you notice up here, you have the ability to create groups of 2, groups of 3, groups of 4, or groups of 5. So let's just say that you engage students in online stations, or you have them break out into groups in breakout groups and using Zoom. And so a quick way to do that, let's just say, for example, you want to do groups of 4. You only need to click on groups of 4 and it'll automatically set people up. Okay. So then you'll notice this one person, just because of the amount of students that you have, is not with a particular group. So what you could do is just add this person to either of these groups. Okay. And so, or let's just say that, all right, you notice that there are 4 quiet people who are all in one group together, and you want to switch that up. It's going to switch all of them, but what you would do is you basically would just click this button here, this icon, and it switches up the groups again. And so you could keep doing that until it gets a mix of students that you really believe will be an excellent group of students. And so again, if you have a particular person out here, you would just go ahead and include them into a group. Or if I want to do groups of 5, you notice some of them are 5, but then you have a couple group of people. So maybe you will not necessarily have 5 in all of the groups. Maybe you may end up pulling just over 1 or 2. Okay. Or you just go down the groups of 3. So again, you have the ability to do that, and it is really quick. So you also have the ability to do teams. And so let's just say, for example, if you wanted to have a debate, and you have the ability to set up teams. So you have the first team and then the second team. Okay. Or you could do 3 teams. And so this is an excellent way to not spend as much time and gain some of that time back and do something else with your time, rather than taking an extensive amount of time to create groups. So I hope you enjoyed this video. And again, you would do this for all of your classes, and you would want to have a Google Doc or something open so that you can always save the actual link that coincides with each one of your classes. So your first period class, your second period class, your third period class, etc. And you can always go back and you can make changes, and you can remove students who may be dropped from your class because there were still schedule changes after the first 2 weeks of school, etc. So you would just go back to this particular document, and basically you have the ability to also even just make a copy of this and save it into your Google Drive, and just name it so that you know. And then I would even recommend just putting them in a file folder, as far as a Flippity file folder by periods, so that you can readily find those things. Hopefully this video was helpful for you, and I hope you gain back more time and have an excellent school year.